Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. This is a weekly series we call the Hub Call. It is obviously around the holidays, so people are out and about, but we've got the one and only Patrick and Adam with us. How you doing, Patrick?
Great. How you guys doing?
I'm doing well. And Adam, how are you?
Doing awesome. Glad to have
Uh,
you. Glad to be doing this call on a Monday.
There
Excited.
you go. So why don't we catch everybody up, the audience, right? I have made a big deal about the fact that you can find deals in the MLS, right? 87% of buyers have left. You guys are being a big part of that. So Patrick, as always, keep me honest. If I got my dates or price points wrong, let me know. But we listed our first project on Michigan. I believe it went in Wednesday, but it went in late, so it was really active on Thursday. We had a couple of offers Saturday. We got another offer on Sunday. Is that summary accurate?
Correct. Yep.
Interestingly enough, the first offer and I believe a second offer also came in FHA, which if the audience doesn't know, if they haven't been watching this playlist, we cannot accept. We cannot accept an FHA offer because one of FHA's rules is 90 or 91 day seasoning, right? Basically, if I buy a junker, I fix it up fast. I can't sell it to an FHA buyer because they won't, in under 90 days, they won't let the value of my work done. And Carlos, who is a part of this channel, not here today, got it done in like 57 days. I think we closed November 1st. I think he started November 4th or 5th. And again, we listed it December, I don't know, 16th. So I don't know what that is, 40 some odd days. So we can't go FHA is the short answer. Correct?
Yeah, 22nd of this week would be 42 days. I was just counting on the calendar, but yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd
So
only be halfway.
yeah, so 42 days. So what I thought I would do is Adam put together a great before and after. I thought I would show this. We'll talk about what we did, why we did it. Uh, I went into this, if people are watching, only doing what I call phase one. I didn't want to do a huge flip, like do everything, because I didn't have to, right? I thought I could get away and sell to a conventional buyer. But let's show and let's talk about it in detail. So let me share my screen. All right. So hopefully you guys can see this. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So let me make this just a little bit bigger. And Adam, thank you so much for putting this together. So this was the house before. Definitely, I don't know, well used. It had been vacant for a while, clearly. I think the reason that this property stayed on the MLS and why we got such a great deal is that shake roof. It was in bad shape. It looks worse than it probably was, because we actually had rain while I owned it and it didn't leak. So it wasn't an active leak situation. But that roof, and as you can see on the left of the screen, there's an equally sized roof over the 4-car garage. This is what scared people away. You guys remember this?
That and it was overpriced too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it was listed at let's call it 270.
Correct.
hmm
Yeah. All right. So this is what it looks like after. So you can see we went we went to the city, got permits, we put in a brand new roof. We've given a fresh coat of paint. You will see in and out that we lightened it up and we added some dark accents. We reseeded the lawn, just cleaned it up. And again, we didn't do everything. For example, we didn't change the windows in phase one. Right, changing windows in a house like this probably would have been 5 to 8 grand. And again, if I was going to go FHA, I probably would have to do that. But again, I got this done in 42 days. We have a conventional offer that we will get into details in a moment on. So again, I made a call and, save some money. And again, if I were to change windows, I would have raised the price. So it would not have really helped me or helped the eventual buyer. Then this is what the car garage, again, this building here has something that no other property that I'm aware of in the city of Fresno has for 310 grand, which was our list price, 309. Is a 4-car garage, which we will see in a minute. But again, it was well used. This gate was so rough that Carlos actually lifted it up. He moved it with his hand. He didn't have to knock it down. It was kind of funny. But this is the after. You can see again the roof. The garage is huge. Again, it's 4 cars. We completely new gate. We dressed it up and really really improved it, I think. Again, this is
Agreed.
the other side. This is the 4-car garage, which we dressed up, we painted. We really light and bright and added the dark accents. So 4-car garage plus, I don't know, what do you call that? A 2.5-car carport, something like that.
Yeah, and we painted that too, which helps.
Yep.
Makes it look nice.
Yeah,
The black
we went
on
the extra mile. Yep. Then the kitchen. This is a big thing that people saw. So I did not change flooring except in the bath, and I did not change the countertops. Why? Because to me, that's a phase 2. They were usable. They weren't broken. They were clean. Could I have changed them? Sure, but I would have had more cost. I wouldn't have seen the return in raising the price. So I chose not to do that. But we brightened that kitchen up and we added these little black accents with handles in the hinges. I mean, look at the difference.
And I think it's very rare too that we run into something where the flooring is able to be savored and the countertops.
Yeah.
Very rare.
So again, the whole plan with this is we were going to give this property to Patrick. We were going to let him list it until January 1st or January 3rd or whatever. And if it didn't sell, we would take it off the market and then we would do phase 2, the countertops, the floor, things of that nature. So we'll get to that in a minute. So again, here's the bedrooms. We just lightened and brightened it. We added, a ceiling fan. You can just see that everything is light and bright. And this was the 3rd bedroom, which was so dark. And again, once you start taking things down, there was no insulation in this room. I can't imagine how cold it got. So of course we did the right thing and added insulation. But again, light and bright. Yep. So big deal. And then the bathroom. This is one that we, I did end up changing the scope. There's a shower that you can't see behind that door on the right that we ripped out. We had to shelving. We moved the shower head back to the bath. And I didn't like the fact that this was the only bathroom in the house that only had one sink. So again, we gutted the bath and we added that. We had a little niche you can see on the right there. Now it's dual sink, new toilet, new flooring, all of that. So again, light and bright with a nice little backsplash, 2 mirrors. So again, kind of, going in, this was something I wasn't going to keep for phase 2, but I think it was the right decision because I think the dual sinks is going to make a difference. So that is Michigan before and after. And again, Patrick, so the first offer that came in was FHA. You politely said, sorry, we can't accept. It's 42 days, blah, blah, blah. They came back, I guess, the next day and said, here's a conventional offer, right? That's the one that we've chosen to counter. Is that correct?
Correct. They just bumped it up 1.5% down payment, and now they're conventional.
Yeah. So it was 3.5 down FHA. Now it's 5% conventional. So we'll just do round numbers for folks. We listed this at 309. The buyer, I think, came in at 305 with, let's call it $6,000 in credits plus probably $3,000 in work. So it was really more like a net. So what is that? 639. So really a 296 offer net to me. We counted back at 309, which is the list price. We upped the credit to $6,000 from 5. And we said basically as is, but here's a home warranty. So basically net, they wanted it for 298. I'm going to say you can have it for 303. I signed the counter about a half hour ago or 15 minutes ago. So we'll see. We might be in escrow later today, maybe. But that's where we are in this situation. Did I miss anything, Adam and or Patrick?
Nope, that was pretty much it. You hit it
Did have
on
a
the nail.
question.
Sure, Adam.
I think we talked about this before too, but with FHA buyers, okay, you have to wait 90 days for the seasoning period. Can you enter escrow, let's say 70 days in, and just prepare to close after 90 days? Does that make sense?
That is
Go ahead.
I don't, so I'm not a mortgage professional, so don't quote me on this, but I think you have something there. I do believe I've heard it. I've never personally done it and structured it that way because, there was a conventional offer that always came in. But I think that is a possibility. Let me get off this call, or after we get off this call, I'll confirm.
Yeah. I actually think it's a little, I think I can list it, but we can't go into escrow until day 91 because it's about the appraisal. right? This 90-day rule, because again, it will show open escrow on day 66, and that's what the appraisal will use. I don't know that for sure. Maybe there's some appraisers that will, I don't know. But I'm going to treat the 90-day rule as hard and fast. So again, if this doesn't sell, I should say, if we are not in escrow by January 3rd, we will take it off the market. I will go back in and complete phase 2, and then we will list on February 2nd, which will be 91 days. So that's the plan for this property. But if I was a betting man, given that the current offers net is 297 or 290, 297, we're now at 303. I think there's a deal to be had there. We shall see later today. Now on to the next one, right? This is, we're proving that we can do these. We've obviously got a second team working on project number 2. We'll just call it out in Hanford. Adam, you drove by it yesterday, little late. We don't have power yet, so you really couldn't get a video. But basically it is, it's demoed, right? That's basically what's happened so far.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. And this is one too where we can't save too much of anything, so it's going to be a full
gut.
rehab.
Yeah. Full gut.
Even the kitchen cabinets, we're going to be replacing those.
Yeah, the whole kitchen's coming out. Baths are coming out. We're going to redo the garage. This is the first one we did that we just looked at before and after. I had options because it was well cared for. This one was like, yeah, we're not keeping any of this. This is all going bad.
No, but it's in a good neighborhood. And so it's probably a good idea to do the full renovation on this one too. But yeah, it was vacant as well, like Michigan. It just was not upkept. No, I think we remember no power has been on for about a year or so. So, stuff just kind of starts to sit. But yeah, this one we got locked up, secured, and pretty much we started with demo, and I'll check with our contractor, but usually we'd probably start going to, moving in, not the kitchen cabinets, but probably a little bit of the paint and everything. And then he'll start to go and do flooring and everything and miscellaneous.
Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah. So it's going to be a fun project. We will again do videos. I'm going to need Adam. You're going to have to get out there and do a full walkthrough video for us, maybe once every couple of weeks, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm going down there on, I think, Friday. So I'm going to stop by Hanford.
Very cool.
And get a video. Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. But again, I forget, and if you guys don't remember, it's cool, but I think we were kind of estimating, again, ballparking an ARV, or a future list price on this one about $299. Is that right? Or do I remember that wrong? We talk about so many different properties.
I think 280, 285, if I'm not
280, 285. Okay. All right.
I think so. I got to double check. Patrick might have a different answer, but I believe that's where we're at. And I think with that one too, we were trying to be a little bit, we saw some stuff at 290, and I think maybe 295. We were trying to be a little bit conservative under, even though we're looking at comps in the last 3 months, still trying to be a little conservative, because I know we're also around the holiday season. We'll be done after Christmas, obviously, and New Year's.
This one probably doesn't get done. I'm going to guess Greg won't be out of there until probably close to Valentine's Day. Just a guess. Because again, I think holidays mess stuff up and all of that. So, Patrick, are you looking at your notes?
Yep, I'm looking for it right now.
Okay. Yeah. So that's that one. Guys, we need more stuff. We need to buy some more stuff. So, folks, if you're out in the Fresno market, you have a listing. Again, I am looking to buy more rentals. I'm going to leverage seller financing. I would love to buy an expensive home. I think luxury homes in Fresno are in trouble. So if you have a listing where you could open up for seller financing, I am totally okay buying Park Place and Boardwalk. I'll buy something on Lake Vanessa. I'll buy something on the Bluffs. We just have to structure it so I can hold long-term and cash flow. We can work that out. Reach out to Adam or Patrick or myself to kind of work on that. If you have a heavy fixer that won't go FHA or whatnot, we obviously have teams and capital to do that. I have not only my own capital, but I have access to private capital. I'm paying my investors 12%. I've actually increased it from 10 to 12. Interest only. 1-year note secured against the building for purchase price. I come in for repairs. So it's working out great. I've got plenty of commitments. So, guys, we need to buy some more stuff. What can we do there?
Yeah, so if there's any agents that have anything, like you said, a big fixer upper, or it's something to where it's just maybe sitting at a higher price and it just needs more work and you're not getting the ideal numbers you want, we'd be happy just to write up a cash offer just to have something else to present to the sellers. And like Mike said, we're pretty flexible. So it could be a cash offer. We could write up seller financing. We'd like to do both. I know it's slowed down just trying to even find those distressed listings and stuff on the market. At first, we were adding a bunch, looking at a ton. There's still some to look at, but for sure, after you've looked at everything, we're kind of figuring out whatever gets listed, whatever's trickling down, and trying to still reach out to those. So I think one thing we could do is Patrick and I can get a better follow-up system. We still have it in place, but I know there's a lot too. I don't want Patrick to have to do all of it. So maybe we can do a better follow-up system, getting in touch with those people. Because a lot of stuff falls out. A lot of stuff is falling out.
That's the big thing I would tell you. 22 years doing this now, very rarely, probably less than 10% of the time, I would get a deal at my price points. Because as you guys undoubtedly know, I'm cheap. Most of my deals come because the first deal fell out, right? The buyer can't perform or whatever reason, and I always perform once I agree to my number. So yeah, follow-up's a big deal. Even if something goes pending, right? There was that deal, I forget, the other day, I think Carlos sent it to us. Maybe it's been 2 weeks at 250. My number was like 200, 205. I think somebody got it like 220 or 222, something like that. Follow up. There's a chance that person doesn't perform. And a lot of people rely on non-QM or hard money, and they just can't get deals done. So I'm in a fortunate position to have raised, 7 figures in dry powder ready to go. So let's use that for power. Patrick, the other thing we're trying to do with you is I'm still looking for an FHA or a VA buyer in Fresno who's willing to come on and share their story, right? So if you're a buyer in Fresno, California, you're FHA, you're VA, you don't have an agent, or the agent working with you don't like or trust, or you want to document your story so you can inspire other veterans, other first-time homeowners, please reach out to Patrick because I would love to document your story, the journey, the success, the struggle, all of that. I think there's so much opportunity to show people what is possible. Patrick, how should they reach out if they want to document their story?
Yeah, you can either just visit the website that is at the corner of my screen, or just email me at pkim@guarantee.com. That's PKIM, M as in Mary, at guarantee.com. And just to follow up and reiterate what you were saying about the FHA, I think a lot of people, when they look at, purchasing a house on FHA, they think about, oh, shoot, how am I going to handle, especially with the interest rates, how am I going to handle that mortgage payment by myself? But what I try to impart on every person out there that wants to own a home and get on this journey for building wealth is house hack is extremely important.
Yes.
That's how you can leverage purchasing a house now, but also not paying the full mortgage. So yes, it's going to have the inconvenience of having to live with a roommate or 2 or 3, but you'll basically be living for free. So just keep that in mind. You can still buy a house and have other people pay your mortgage.
Yeah. And then, Adam, you are still, when people reach out to you, willing to meet people at the Hub, right? Hub is a physical location there on Van Ness near City College. So again, if somebody wanted to come out, come see the Hub, come meet you, come meet the guys, how would they reach out to you?
Yeah, I always say either at the Hub or virtually, because I know some of your people are down south or in LA or up in the Bay Area. So I'll meet you at the Hub, but if you don't want to drive 3 hours, I will talk to you over the phone. So you can either email me, adam@kingdominvestmentsinc.com, or just text me 559-360-9622. Be awesome. Be happy to help you guys.
Thank you so much for the Hub call. You guys have been amazing. I look forward to helping thousands of people next year, where it's documenting stories, proving we can get deals done. It's just so much fun. Thank you for being a part of this. Merry Christmas. We won't talk again, at least on this call, until after Christmas. So Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Have fun, guys. Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas.